Your hand positioning is very important. When it comes to cornrows, there are 3 things you must do. 1. Make sure to start on stretched hair, especially as a beginner. 2. Try to get clean and clear part lines. It's not going to be easy because obviously you're a beginner, but there is a way to part your hair, especially when you're doing cornrows. 3. Practice consistently. That's the only way to learn. You want to make sure that you have 3 parts like this. So you pick up these 2 external parts like this, and what you need to understand about cornrows is that it's just about crossing 2 sections of hair, like intertwined, like you cross this time, you cross this time, that's just how it is. So you would pick these 2 with your 2 hands, and you would just lift this one up, and you would go ahead with your index finger of your dominant hand, and you take it under this one to pick this one over. So you go like this, pick that one, and cross it. So this side, for me, the left and the middle crosses together. Left and middle cross together. Next, you take your index finger of your left hand and go under your crossed left, the one that you just crossed from here, the left one. So you go under it. Remember, the middle is no longer in the middle, it's now here. So we have this one at this side. So we're going to take this hand and we're going to use our knuckle in between these 2 fingers here to hold this one. That's what we're going to be doing. So your finger positioning is important. So what we're going to be using is we're going to be using in between these 2 fingers to hold our hair while we go ahead to cross these. But then, so we use these 2 hands here, these 2 fingers rather, and we hold our hair here. So that's what we're doing. So let me go over it again from the beginning. Your hand positioning is very important when you want to do cornrows, and I feel like that is what sometimes make people not be able to understand how to do cornrows. I really hope you can see what I'm doing and you can understand it, because a lot of us out there are still struggling with this, and I really want to be of help. So remember, you take out a section in front. It doesn't have to be smooth. Take out a section in front like so, 3, and then we go ahead and from under, because we're going to be going towards the back, you take these 2 sections, right, and we hold them in between these 2 hands. See what we're doing? It will be in between these 2. So it's like dividing your hand, and the hair is going to be here. So you're going to hold this part like this, and then with your thumb, I'd like you to demonstrate with me as I do this, because that's the only way you're going to learn this. You have to follow through as we go. So you're going to take this 2 and put it here and put this over it, and we're going to do the same for the other side. In between here, and hold with your thumb. In between and hold with your thumb. In between and hold with your thumb. So that is the finger positioning for these 2. So now we're just going to use like any finger at all after holding this 2, just to lift this one up so that we can see how to go from here. So take it. I hope you're following me. Are we here now? Yes. So let's move to the next step. Now we're going to take this index finger like this one, and we're going to go under this middle one. So the idea is to change the position of the left to the middle and the middle to the left. So we're going to go in here and pick the left. Remember, you cannot pick with only this hand. My thumb is just behind it. So you are going to pick. And as we're picking this, we might as well pass it through and take a little bit of hair. Just tiny, because you're just starting. So you just take a little bit and we cross it over, and here you have it. It is crossed over. So right now the middle is now in the left and the left is now in the middle. So next we'll go with this one. So we're going to be interchanging it hand by hand. After this hand, we go with this hand. After this hand, we go with this hand, just like so. So we've crossed this one here, so we're now going to go under this one, and we're going to be changing the position of the left from this side to the right, and we're going to be bringing the right to the middle. So here we go, and we've crossed it. So you see, we have done something there. So we continue and we go again over and pick this one with a little bit of hair, just like I said, and we cross it over. Then we go it again, under, over, under, over, like this, under, over, like so, under, over. And that is just how we keep going, like that. So we go under, take this finger, pinch some, and go over. Take it, take this finger, pinch some, and go like that. And you keep interchanging it between hands.
This is me still showing you how you could use your thumb to get that extra hair you need to add to each section before you continue. It is very important because that is the cornrow. You notice that the cornrows become thicker. So it is becoming thicker because you are adding more hair to it. So it is very necessary for you to keep adding hair as you go. And your thumb is going to help you pinch that extra hair that you need per time. Did I mention that you will need some breaks because this is legit an arm workout? My arms were killing me for just this one cornrow I used to teach you guys. So y'all better learn this, you better learn it. Another thing I want you to note is that you do not actually have to use a section as big as mine because my hair is quite thick and I should have used a smaller section. But I didn't realize it was very thick until I had gone far into the tutorial and I didn't want to go back. But as a beginner, you want to make sure that your sections are not too thick so that you can be able to manage and manipulate the sections of hair. Another thing you want to note, in as much as you have parted your hair correctly, that is, it is bigger in the front and tapered out at the bottom, which is the back, you also want to make sure that you're checking and confirming that no extra hair from the sides that you have not parted is getting into your cornrow. I don't know if you understand that. You want to make sure that your parts remain clean and you're not taking hair from the unparted areas, if that makes sense. So this would help you make sure that your cornrows are as neat as they should be. So really, I did not know that these cornrows were this thick, but they were quite hard to manage when I got to the middle part. So remember to part and work with smaller parts because this would help you learn how to cornrow faster. Make sure to practice because I didn't learn how to cornrow in one day. It took me a while. I had to watch so many people do it physically. I had to watch people do it online before I eventually started doing it. And you have the privilege of using yourself as a training tool because it's easier for me. I feel it is easier to learn on my head than learn on somebody else's head. And which is not the same for everybody. So many people feel they want to do it on other people's heads before theirs. But currently, or the way I feel about it, I just feel that it it is easier for me to learn on my head. So you have your hair on your head, so use it to practice. If it is hard, get somebody beside you or close to you who would let you use their hair for practice, but that is kind of hard to find. So perfection will definitely come with time and practice, and as you can see, I am not fully there yet. Mine still has a little bit of tweaks here and there that need to be made perfect, but that is the thing about doing your hair. Your hair cannot always be perfect when you're doing it yourself, but the thing that makes you happy is that you have saved cost and you can do your hair. It's a form of self-love to be able to do it yourself. I just feel like it just makes me happy. And what is this length, guys? What is this length? So yeah, cornrows are getting longer, and very soon I hope to see my cornrows get to waist length. That would actually be a very beautiful thing for me, and I wish the same for all of you too who have waist length hair goals. I really pray it comes to pass for you, because it has to come to pass for me. I'm working on it, so you should too. Now let us do a quick recap. So after you have stretched your hair and you have gotten clean parts, you want to make sure that you have 3 sections out in the front. So you take a section from the front and you divide it into 3 sections. And after you have divided it into 3 sections, you go ahead to cross the left to the middle and then the middle to the right. And then you continue crossing it per time, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, and you keep adding hair as you go. And I'm sure that if you have practiced this every time in the week, okay, not every time, that will be over manipulation of your hair, let's say 2 times a month or once a month, at least for an entire year, you should already be a pro at cornrowing your hair. But it is because you do not practice that you do not know how to do it. So practice will make it a little bit more perfect. Practice. Practice makes perfect. Thank you everyone who has made it this far into this video. I really hope this video has helped you learn how to cornrow and that you become a pro at cornrowing. So without further ado, thank you very much. See you in my next video. Make sure you drop a like, comment and subscribe.